What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above, or directly at WiseTake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out. The pass is available if you want to try us out. That being said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place with some free fire DFS content, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell, don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. Currently covering MLB slates Monday through Friday, meaning we stream live Sunday night through Thursday night with our first look right here. NFL starting very, very soon. We'll be doing YouTube dirties with NFL DFS as well. I'm thinking Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights will be NFL night. We won't do the daily sports show, whether that's MLB or NBA, and we'll just do an NFL show. That's what I'm thinking. NFL show is always longer, right? It's more of a podcast, right? Which it will be available for audio only as well. For those of you that want to look at the beautiful faces of myself, Patio John, Paulie D. R. Stanley, what's up, bro? Pat Bush, what's going on? Solid picks. Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate you hanging out with me live Monday night, late night, as we get ready to cover a massive 14-game slate. It's big. It's big. I mean, we've had a lot of big ones, though, right? That's what she said. Anyway, Corbin Burnes, starting with top pitchers. I would think he gets the most love. I know he let a lot of people down last time out, and he's expensive compared to everyone else on this slate on both sides, it looks like. He's at home. That's a plus. Milwaukee's park is kind of small, but not as small as Great American Small Park, which is always outdoors also. Burnes is fine. It's going to be a tough matchup. Reds currently the wild card team. 193 ISO, 341 WAR, but it's a tough one. But I'd like to think that Corbin Burnes is good. His numbers indicate that that's the case since the whole sticky shit. I'm not accusing nobody of that, but since the whole sticky shit went down, he's been a little inconsistent. Not to say he hasn't had massive upside games. We saw what he did to the Cubs, but at the same time, so did Antonio Sensatella today, which shout out to Wig, a longtime member of the WiseTake Nation, Wig, who in the YouTube chat said just pitch Antonio Sensatella. It's easy. Cubs gave up. He dirtied. Luis Garcia was next on my list. I think he just played them. It didn't do too well. That could have the ownership drift a little bit. Only threw 70 pitches. I can see him being a nice tournament pivot at lower ownership. Jack Flaherty, I think, is going to get a lot of love. Rightfully so. He's good, right? He's a good pitcher. He's been stretched out, so that's cool, right? He came in kind of stretched out through 92 pitches against Milwaukee, so you would think maybe he can get up to 100 or so if they want him to go more. And if not, 90 is fine. He's also playing Detroit, who I can find him here, has a 26% K rate on the year. So expect him to be very popular. He may be more popular than Corbin Burnes. He probably will, right? People have a little bit more money to play with. I would think so. Charlie Morton, another tournament play. Yankees do strike out a lot, or they can at least. They're pretty hot right now, though. They're playing really well. Charlie Morton is familiar with the Yankees. He's played them. Morton was in the AL for a while. Played for the Rays. Played for Houston. Morton's numbers are at least respectable enough, and another one that's going to be extremely low owned. Pat Bush, your man Herman Marquez, might get some love. Now, when I talk about high ownership, remember on a massive slate like this, the ownership naturally is going to be lower. There's just so many options, more people are spread out, right? So like on a small slate like Monday night, you had just a few games, ownership on certain plays, you'll see 40%, 50%, 60%, whatever. On these slates, like 30% is chalk, 25% may be chalk. You know what I mean? But Marquez is 8-2 on DraftKings. He's been pitching well, having a pretty good season for the most part. And he's playing this Cubs team that his teammate Antonio Sensatella just destroyed. So I would definitely expect to see Marquez get some love. Tanner Houck Really strong numbers, what we've seen from this kid. He's at home in the hitter's park. That's never great in Boston. But if we and he's playing a Minnesota team now. We're looking at the season-long numbers, but you want to keep in mind this is a different Twins team, right? They're playing their young guys, kind of doing it. We have seen them strike out a lot, so he could be an interesting tournament play. Madison Bumgarner may get some attention at 7-1 on DraftKings. Maybe not 8-8 on FanDuel, but 7-1 on DraftKings. I can see him getting some attention. Not that his numbers are anything great, but he's playing Pittsburgh, who I believe is dead last in WRC+. That's right, dead last in WRC+ against lefties at 78. Last but not least, Tyler McGill, 25.9% K rate. He just saw these guys in the Giants Park and pitched really well on a small slate. He was like 8.2, 8.5 that day. Pitched well. He's 6'9". I would think that some people are thinking they're going to be slick by playing him at 6'9". I'm a little nervous about the fact that he just saw them. That makes me a little nervous, but nonetheless, he's here. Jay, what's happening? Jason Cornell, what's happening? Good to see you guys, man. Sean V, what's up, bro? The Prince. Let's pop it in real quick. I'm watching. That's pitching. There's more we can get into, but I think those are just the ones that kind of stood out to me initially. Top offenses, expect the Red Sox to be popular. They are at home against Griffin Jacks, who's in the conversation for worst numbers on the season, right? 49% fly ball rate, 39% hard contact rate. There's no way Boston's not chalky tomorrow. Jason, yes, I like it, man. It says smash the likes, you filthy animals. Love it. It's true. Smash the likes. Then we have the Angels against Spencer Watkins, who's, competing. I think he's currently the leader of the worst numbers on the slate. Yeah, he's currently the leader. 14% K rate. He's playing the Angels in Baltimore. Massive park boost for Baltimore. I would imagine Shuhei Ohtani is a guy that comes to mind for people. Not going to use him in a dog watch just because, but I would imagine that, I would imagine people like that shit. So expect him to be popular and the Angels in general to get some love. The Braves against Andrew Heaney. Heaney's numbers starting to rise a little bit. Before his xFIP and Sierra were really strong. His Sierra's still decent. xFIP 4.09 is coming up. Playing an Atlanta team that until losing to the Yankees on Monday night was just as hot as the Yankees. They were both on a 12-game winning streak, I think. Or maybe it was 11, and this was to make it 12. Heaney does have a high strikeout rate. The Braves can strike out against lefties, but they also have a 187 ISO. Only a 22% on the year, so maybe they've gotten better. Astros is the next obvious stack, right? I say obvious because I think people are looking to take as good a team as they can against a better pitcher as they can. So I think we see the Astros get some love. Brady Singer. Maybe the Astros are the lowest owned of this group. But Brady Singer, numbers aren't anything crazy. Astros obviously are one of the top offenses in the league, even though they kind of busted Monday night. I believe so. So you could add Houston to the list. Now we get into things to watch, and this is where I think maybe I come. And don't get me wrong, I think I will have a Boston stack for sure. Maybe even an Angels, but to get a little bit different, I've been for those of you that are subscribers at WiseTake.com, you guys know I've been riding the Rays, right? Every time the Rays are on a slate, they're in my article, probably in my core. Been riding the Rays, and it's been good to me. They get a park boost against the Phillies in Philly, but they got to go against Ranger Suarez, whose numbers are respectable. It does look like he's been a little lucky, but a 67% ground ball rate. They also lose a hitter because they're playing NL rules, so no DH. But even so, depending on the lineup we see, they've got so many lefty mashers, man. So many, and they are a team that tries to hit the ball hard and in the air. So I do like the Rays. I think that they're a team to keep an eye on that I think will end up being low owned because they always are, even though they've been smashing every day. Then the Nationals are a team to keep an eye on against Jesus Luzardo. He's been awful. It's terrible. this is a different Nats team, but the Nats, for some reason, always find a way to do well against lefties. And if you look right now on the season, even since the trade deadline, they've gone up. 113 WRC plus, 347 over, 175 ISO against lefties, man. So then the Nats are a team to keep an eye on. The last thing to watch, or the last thing I have for things to watch, a lot to watch on a 14-game slate. Anybody who likes revenge, Dylan Bundy visiting his old team, the Baltimore Orioles. Bundy does not look good. He did not look good there. He looked good for like one season with the Angels, and he went right down the shitter. Baltimore's a pretty bad offense, though. So this is like a coin flip, man. What do you think wins here? Is Bundy like an actual option to pitch? Or is Baltimore an interesting stack? Or neither. Maybe they just both shit the bed, and it's just something not even worth thinking about. Anyway, Nation, we're going to do the dong washer. We're going to get up out of here. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. First up, Randy Arozarena. You know I'm going with a Ray. Second, I told you I was going to take Ohtani, so I say Jared Walsh. And finally, going with a Boston Red Sox, Kyle Schwarber. Let's go Kyle Schwarber against Griffin Jacks. Let's get it. Anyway, that's going to do it for us in this edition of the MLB Wise Stream. Appreciate those of you who took the time to watch, hang out with me live. Appreciate those of you that watch after the fact. Very excited for football season to start. Glad we have still a good chunk of baseball, and the NBA's around the corner. It's just a wild time to be with the WiseTake Nation. So go check us out if you haven't already. Get into the Slack chat by getting a monthly membership or higher. Trying to get that thing running again, get that thing rolling again. Pat Bush has been doing his part, man. A lot of the new guys been trying to get it running, and I'm hoping we see more action pick up come football season. That being said, for myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.